Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I'm Timothy alongside Sergio. Guys, Sergio, welcome.
Hey Tim, hey everybody.
Yes, smash the like button, and also if you're new to the show, be sure to subscribe. We are giving out picks for 5 different club competitions across Europe: Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Eredivisie, and the Premier League. We are doing this for every match week. So, like I said, subscribe. All right. Now, last week, actually, we were trending towards a good week, but some teams just absolutely ruined my weekend. Had some sleepless nights. Manchester City being one of them. Manchester United, Juventus, just
Yeah.
plays that I thought were like absolute locks, but those teams are in a bit of a disarray. But we'll get to that. Like I said, we will discuss every match and give out our picks. So let's get started. Today we are starting with La Liga, and first game on the schedule is Espanyol hosting Osasuna. Espanyol wins set at 2.85. Osasuna wins set at 2.7. So almost a pick'em. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now I have my only play for this game is both teams to score. I don't trust either team to actually win this game, and the line tells you about the same like pick'em. So most likely a draw. But I can see both teams getting on the score sheet here. Espanyol, they got shut out in back-to-back games, but both games were on the road. Now they return home where they got shut out only twice this season. So I expect them to get on the score sheet here. And Osasuna is actually on paper still a little bit better than Espanyol. So I don't think Espanyol has the defense to shut down Osasuna. So I can really see both teams getting on the score sheet here. Set at 1.9. I think it's great value. Sergio, do you got something here?
Yeah, like you said, on paper, Osasuna is, is supposed to be better. So actually, um, I would go for maybe a double chance Osasuna and over 2.5. Like you said, I think I would go for the over 2.5 also.
Yeah. The over 2.5 is it's possible. Like I said, Espanyol doesn't they don't have the defense to shut down Osasuna, and I think they will score. So over 2.5 likely, but not sure I want to touch the over 2.5 with these two teams, but it's possible. I don't hate it. Obviously not the best bet, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. Next up, Mallorca hosting Girona. Mallorca wins set at 2.43. Girona wins set at 3.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Girona, a team that's just awful on the road, coming off a midweek matchup where they lost again. They really struggle to score goals, especially on the road. So you just have to lean towards Mallorca in this spot, right?
Yeah, lean towards Mallorca, and yeah, they lost 2 matches in a row. Celta, I think Celta was a disappointment for them. I think Barcelona, yes, that can happen, of course, but losing 2 in a row, I think that Mallorca now at home against Girona, and that's in very very bad form. I would also go for a Mallorca win. Yes.
Yeah. But I can also see both teams getting on the score sheet here. So that's also another one of my plays. Both teams score set at 1.95. Now, Girona, I'm just taking a leap of faith that they will score in this game. Like I said, they have trouble scoring, but they got shut out 3 straight games. So can't see it being a fourth. So they should get on the score sheet here. I will also play both teams to score in this game set at 1.95. I think this also some good value. All right, next up, Sevilla hosting Celta. Sevilla wins set at 2.3. Celta wins set at 3.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Sorry. Now, Celta, kind of a team that's a bit up and down, and on the road, tough to back them. If you discount the two wins in the Copa del Rey, they actually won only one game on the road this season against Las Palmas, a 1-0 win, and they basically got outplayed in that game. They only had one shot on target, and no, they scored that goal, so good for them. But less than 40% ball possession, less than 1.0 expected goals, while Las Palmas had over 1.5. 24 shots, 5 shots on goal. So they got outplayed in that game, and that's been the story of every road game for Celta almost. So you just have to take Sevilla, I guess. Not a team I trust that much, but I guess you got to go for Sevilla, right?
Yeah, I would go for Sevilla also. Sevilla, this is a chance for them to enter the top 10 in a long time, I would say. So I think that they'll definitely go for it at home and against Celta. I think Celta is the perfect opponent for that. Celta won two in a row. Yeah, but the other one, yeah, against Salamanca doesn't count. I think yeah, against Mallorca, I think they got lucky against Mallorca. So I would definitely go for a Sevilla win.
All right, we agree there. Next game, Rayo Vallecano hosting Real Madrid. Rayo wins set at 6.75. Real Madrid wins set at 1.58. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, they've been disappointing this season, right? To say the least. Like we expected way more. We expected them to really dominate games, especially attracting Mbappe, stuff like that. But if you look at the games they've lost, somewhat against good teams, right? A Bilbao lost, a Liverpool lost, a AC Milan lost, Barcelona lost. All right. So Rayo's not at that level. So I don't understand why we're getting 1.58 for Real Madrid. Like I'm gonna log this in. 1.58 is kind of low, so I'm gonna parlay it with another team, which we'll get to later. But I'm definitely taking Real Madrid here. Are you doing something, Sergio?
I'm going for the over 2.5 at 1.8. I think that's even better. Real Madrid will definitely score at least two goals and maybe Rayo at home. I'll give them a goal against this Real Madrid. And yeah, Real played during the week also away Atalanta. Yeah, they won, but still it can count also. So I'm just going for the over 2.5 here.
And that's actually not a bad play. Rayo, they've scored in every home game so far this season. So that's a good play to over 2.5. All right. Next up, Atletico Madrid hosting Getafe. Atletico Madrid wins set at 1.38. Getafe wins set at 10. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Atletico Madrid just absolutely on fire. I don't know if it's like 10 straight wins or something like that. While Getafe, I think I kind of figured Getafe out. If you look at them, when they score, they win. When they don't score, they lose. Especially on the road. If you look at the last six road games, now there's one draw. But other than that, a 1-0 loss against Barcelona, 1-0 against Celta, 2-0 against Real Madrid, and the other two games they won on the road against Manises and I don't know Orihuela. Um, two Copa del Rey games, so I'm not sure if you should count those. So, and if you discount those, they basically have no wins on the road, so they're not going here and winning against Atletico Madrid, right? I'm not even sure they're scoring.
No, I'm not going against Atletico Madrid here, and yeah, the over 2.5 is also interesting, at 2.25. But with Atletico Madrid, if they score two goals, usually if the other team doesn't score, yeah, it's game over for them. So yeah, I wouldn't go for the over 2.5. I think.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why I'm not taking the over 2.5. Just gonna take Atletico Madrid for a win. Look to parlay it with another team, not with Real Madrid, but look to parlay it with another team. We'll find one. All right. Next up, Alaves hosting Athletic Bilbao. Alaves wins set at 3.75. Bilbao wins set at 2.2. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Bilbao also a team that's in very good form. Did not lose the last time they lost the match was October 6th against Girona. But other than that, all wins, a couple of draws sprinkled in between. But very good form. They played during the week a road game, and now they go on the road again. So even though Alaves is not a great team, I'm not sure I want to back Athletic Bilbao in this spot. Are you doing something?
No, I'm backing Athletic Bilbao here. Yeah, six in a row, 6 wins in a row. I know a game where they're gonna lose is coming closer, but I don't think it's gonna be a Alaves. So I'm just gonna take the risk and still go for Atletico Bilbao. I mean, Alaves is in really, really bad shape at the moment. And I think if Athletic Bilbao just plays 80% of their game, uh, it's uh, it's gonna be a win also. So I'm still going for Athletic Bilbao.
If I'm making a play in this game, it's gonna be the under 2.5 goals. If you look at the head-to-head matchup, 8 straight games we've seen under 2.5 goals, and with the way things are going, like you said, Alaves is in bad shape. Athletic Bilbao, I'm not sure how much they got in the tank for this game, coming off a road game against Fenerbahce. I'm not sure. I don't think there will be a lot of goals here, so my play would be the under 2.5 goals. All right. Next up, Real Sociedad hosting Las Palmas. Sociedad win set at 1.42. Las Palmas win set at 8.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, two teams that are somewhat in form. Real Sociedad, 5 straight wins. Las Palmas only 1 loss in the last 5 games. I like the over 2.5 goals in this game because if you look at the recent games, especially for Sociedad, 3 straight games where, all right, if you don't discount the Copa del Rey game, then it's 3 straight games, actually 4 straight where they've scored at least 2 goals. So 4 out of the last 5 overall where they've scored at least 2 goals. And Las Palmas, like I said, only lost 1 out of the last 5, won 4 of them, also scored at least twice in 5 straight games. So I can really see this getting loose. Over 2.5, my play. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, over 2.5. I agree. Also the over 2.5 here for Real Sociedad at 1.43. I think it's a little bit too low. So I'll go for the over 2.5 also. Yeah.
All right, we agree there. We seem to be agreeing.
For now, yes.
All right, all right, all right. Next up, Villarreal hosting Real Betis. Villarreal win set at 1.74. Betis win set at 4.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, I like the over 2.5, but my player is going to be Villarreal over 1.5 goals. Villarreal playing at home, they usually score a lot. The reason I'm not backing Villarreal for a win here because they allow basically as much as they score. 27 goals scored, 25 allowed. So they're gonna score goals, but they're also gonna allow goals. So I'm gonna take Villarreal over 1.5 goals, but that's kind of equal value with taking the over 2.5 goals for the total game. But I just can't trust the Real Betis on the road. I know 2 straight wins, but two straight wins against teams you can't even name. Before that, 3 straight losses. So Villarreal over 1.5 goals. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm going for the win here for Villarreal. I think they haven't won in 4. So yeah, I think a win is coming closer, and I believe it will be against Betis, because if they lose this game, I think they'll they'll come a little bit. Mm, there will be coming a little bit more trouble their way. So this is almost win for them. So I think Villarreal is gonna win this one. I'll go
All
for
right.
Villarreal win.
I'm also kind of leaning towards the Villarreal win, but I like the over 1.5 goals a little bit more. Like I said, just because I don't trust their defense that much. But I have to say, I trust Betis even less, so I kind of agree with your play again. Villarreal win. All right, next up, Barcelona hosting Leganes. Barcelona win set at 1.11. Leganes win set at 25. And line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, you can't even play a double chance in this game for Barcelona. They won't allow you. And I guess we understand why, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course I understand why. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this one actually. Over 3.5. I think that's maybe just a little bit too much after the road game. They played against who was it? Dortmund. Yeah, they won, but it was a very intensive match. So I don't think they'll go all the way this game.
And once again, I agree with you, so nothing to add. That wraps up La Liga. Let's get to the Bundesliga. First game, Borussia Mönchengladbach hosting Holstein Kiel. Gladbach wins set at 1.44. Kiel wins set at 7. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, obviously, I just think Gladbach will win this game. They basically won every home game except for 3, and those 3 were against Leverkusen, Stuttgart, and Dortmund. And I don't have to tell you, Kiel is not on that level. I'm not touching the over 3.5 because I'm not counting on Kiel to score goals here. A team that averages about a goal a game, not banking on them to score goals here. So just looking to play Gladbach for a win. Maybe parlay Gladbach with Atletico Madrid. Or are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yeah, no, this game I don't think so. I'm gonna skip this one. Like you said, over 3.5. No, a little bit too high. And Gladbach, I think Gladbach definitely will win this game. So 1.45, also too low.
All right. Like I said, maybe parlay it with another team. I'm definitely not parlaying it with Bayern Munich. Next game, Mainz hosting Bayern Munich. Mainz wins set at 7. Bayern Munich wins set at 1.48. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Bayern Munich, they haven't lost a lot of games. Only lost 3 games. But for some reason, man, when I watch them play, I know they had a good win over Shakhtar 5-1. Before that 4-2 over Heidenheim, which felt a lot closer. But Bayern Munich, I just don't trust them. And I know they already played Mainz this season, actually smashed them 4-0. But that's another reason why I'm concerned. They might not score that much in this game. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, no. I have the same problem here with the game against Mönchengladbach against Holstein Kiel. Over 3.5, just a little bit too much, and a Bayern win. I don't know, maybe a double chance Mainz. I think it's possible also, but otherwise, I'm uh, I'm not touching this game also.
Yeah, I was looking at more at the Mainz plus 1.25. You get an odd of 1.84. I think that's some good value. So basically, Mainz can lose the game, but with no more than 2 goals. And then you just cash. So Mainz plus 1.25. That's the play I'm looking at in this game. I don't think Bayern Munich runs up the score in this game. Mainz gonna keep it close, and Mainz. They've been playing a lot better in the recent games. Look at the last 4 or 5 games. I know they lost a 4-3 against Wolfsburg, but very good game. Also, that was on the road. Now they return home. So I think this could be a tough match for Bayern Munich, especially coming off a road game in midweek. All right, next up, Union hosting Bochum. Union wins set at 1.58. Bochum wins set at 6.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, both of these teams kind of in a free fall. Now, Bochum's been in a free fall since the start of the season, so definitely not taking them here. But I have a hard time taking Union, a team that can't even average 1 goal a game, 12 goals scored in 13 games. So, how can you back a team like that? I can't, so I'm skipping this game. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, these two teams, the last 6 games, I think both of them just one draw and all losses. So yeah, I'm uh, I'm also gonna skip this game. I don't think you can just look at the yeah oh, a win or for Union or for Bochum. No, it's a little bit too difficult for that, and also the over 2.5. Yeah, that's also too much. So no, I'm gonna skip one of them.
No, taking the over 2.5 for 2 teams that basically don't average a goal a game is just no, that's just too rich.
Yeah, maybe a draw.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Augsburg hosting Leverkusen. Augsburg wins set at 5.3. Leverkusen wins set at 1.65. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, not crazy good value or great value, but I think it's some sneaky good value in Leverkusen for a win here, 1.65. It seems like they've got back on the right train. 6 straight wins. and some pretty good wins. The last one against Inter, where Inter didn't even have a shot on goal by Leverkusen. It only was 1-0, but they basically dominated that game, scored in the last minute. Okay, but obviously they were a better team now, and good thing they didn't have to travel for their midweek matchup, so that's a good thing. Going on the road against a team like Augsburg, it's not that can cause some trouble sometimes, but I don't think they will in this game. So I'm just taking Leverkusen for the win. What are you doing?
I think I'll add Leverkusen to the list also. You know, they now third in the league, 6 straight wins. So yeah, I think they found the old form again. So I'll go for a Leverkusen win also.
All right. Next up, St. Pauli hosting Werder Bremen. St. Pauli wins set at 2.65. Werder Bremen wins set at 2.7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, last week, Sergio, you were on Werder Bremen. They won 1-0 against Bochum. I was leaning more towards Bochum, thinking they could get a draw, and they probably deserved a draw. Actually played a little bit better. Werder Bremen had one shot on goal, and that's the goal that one they scored one goal. So I guess that happens. But I don't trust Werder Bremen to go back to back road games and win, even against a lowly team like St. Pauli. So I don't think like St. Pauli's a little bit better than Bochum, and Werder Bremen really had trouble putting Bochum aside. So I don't trust Werder Bremen to win this game, but how can I trust St. Pauli? So also skipping this game, what are you doing?
I was looking at the over 2.5. These two teams, you know, they always score, or maybe both teams to score, and the St. Pauli win. I think that will be, yeah, you know, that's also possible. But I would uh, I would go for the over 2.5.
All right. Next up, Heidenheim hosting Stuttgart. Heidenheim wins set at 4.1. Stuttgart wins set at 1.87. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, this is actually one of my favorite plays for the week. Stuttgart winning. Stuttgart also a team that seems to be getting back into form. 3 straight wins and 3 straight games where they've scored at least 3 goals, and even further 4 straight games where they've scored at least twice. Well, Heidenheim's just also another team that's in a free fall, 6 straight losses, and they lost again 3-1 in the midweek matchup. Also had to travel while Stuttgart was at home and just smashed Young Boys 5-1. So Stuttgart winning, one of my favorite plays here. They'll make it 7 for Heidenheim, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can look around this game or Stuttgart. I mean, so yeah, I'm at 1.88. Yeah, of course you have to go for Stuttgart.
All right. We are still agreeing a lot.
Mm. Somewhat.
All right. All right. Next up, Dortmund hosting Hoffenheim. Dortmund wins set at 1.45. Hoffenheim wins set at 6.75. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Hoffenheim, they hired a new coach, won the game against Leipzig, some miracle fashion, 4-3, and absolutely ruined my weekend that weekend. But after that, 5 straight games where they haven't won, and 4 out of the 5 they haven't scored. So I'm not sure how they're going to go on the road here and beat Dortmund. You're not picking Hoffenheim, right?
No, no, I'm actually skipping this game also. Yeah, Dortmund, like I said, played during the week against Barcelona. It was a very intense game. So I think it went to the last minute. So yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. Over 3.5, yeah, too much, and 1.46, yeah, too low.
Now, I do like a prop bet for this game, and that's a anytime goal for Gurasi, um, one of the actually the top scorer last season, right? So he's really in form right now. Also scored 2 goals against Barcelona. I know one was a penalty, but still. So I think he can. I think he will score here. That's gonna be my play for this game. Like I said, Dortmund should win this game, but at 1.45, kind of too low. Maybe look to parlay this one. with another team. But we both expect Dortmund to win this game. All right. Next up, Leipzig hosting Frankfurt. Leipzig wins set at 2.17. Frankfurt wins set at 3.2. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now Leipzig, I don't know what's going on with them. Lost 3 out of the last 5, actually 4 out of the last 6. 2 games they won, one against Frankfurt. They met in the cup. After that, they beat Holstein Kiel, but who doesn't? But I was impressed with the 3-0 win over Frankfurt in the cup game. Right, they pretty much dominated that game. You saw there was some urgency in that game, and I can see the same happening here. They played a good game against Aston Villa in the Champions League. Played at home, so no travel. While Frankfurt played later in the week, Thursday, against Olympique Lyon, and played on the road. Now you go on the road again against Leipzig. So while Leipzig is not in great form, I think they will repeat the win over Frankfurt in the cup game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm actually leaning more towards Frankfurt. I think the game against Aston Villa was a little bit disappointing for Leipzig. So let's say that they're that they're not in that good shape at the moment. So I'm leaning more towards Frankfurt to win this one.
All right. Well, I'm on Leipzig, so guess we'll revisit this one next week. All right. Next up. Now that wraps up the Bundesliga. So next up, Serie A. First game, Cagliari hosting Atalanta. Cagliari wins set at 5.8. Atalanta wins set at 1.58. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Kind of low value backing Atalanta here. I'm looking at Atalanta over 1.5 goals. That's slightly better value than Atalanta just winning this game. But I think both will happen. Atalanta lost to Real Madrid. Could have won that game, maybe at least a draw. But if you look at Atalanta, it's like I don't know how many straight games they've scored at least 2 goals that dates back to the 26th of October. They scored at least twice in every game, even in the loss against Real Madrid. So they should score twice here. You can also look at the over 2.5 goals because maybe you don't even need help from Cagliari. Well, maybe they help you. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, but I'm just going for the Atalanta win. I think the game against Real Madrid, yeah, it was maybe a one-off. Yeah, the first game they lost in 5 that they played, or 6 even. So yeah, I think Atalanta will just bounce back, and Cagliari is the perfect opponent.
Now, for Atalanta, it was the first loss since 24th of September, when they lost a crazy game against Como. And I think since that, Como they still can't win a game. Nonetheless, that was the last time Atalanta lost a game, and now they lose again against Real Madrid. So they should bounce back in this spot. Yeah, Cagliari is obviously not a great team. So, like I said, if anything, Atalanta, they score goals, highest scoring team in the league. They usually score twice, sometimes even 3 times. So you can sprinkle something on over 2.5 for Atalanta. 38 goals in 15 games. That should say enough. Over 1.5 goals for Atalanta for me in this game. All right. Next up, Napoli. Udinese hosting Napoli. Udinese wins set at 5.4. Napoli wins set at 1.78. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, this line's kind of coming down. Napoli, it opened up at over 1.8. Now it's at 1.78. So, and I can fully understand why. Napoli will win this game, so I'm just taking Napoli for a win here. Back-to-back losses against Lazio, but listen, Napoli struggles when they meet teams that really have offensive power, right? Offensive firepower. They lost against Atalanta, the 3-0, a draw against Inter 1-1. And now you lose back-to-back games against Lazio. Lazio also one of the highest scoring teams in the league. I think they're third highest behind Inter and Atalanta. While Udinese struggles to score goals, just over 1 goal a game. just over 1 goal. I don't think Udinese will score in this game. Probably a 1-0 or 2-0 win for Napoli. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, I think Udinese will score a goal. I think but Napoli losing two in a row. I think they'll win this one also. But I'm giving Napoli. I'm giving Udinese. I mean, I'm giving them a goal. So over 2.5 maybe. Also very interesting here. So but a Napoli win. I think that's the safest way to go.
Yeah, and listen, obviously it's not impossible for Udinese to score a goal. They're playing at home. But if you look at the Napoli wins, they don't allow too many goals. Like I think there's like 2 games all season where they won and they've allowed a goal. Usually it's 1-0, 2-0. There's 1-4-0, 1-3-0 win, but you get the point. It's usually like 1-0, 2-0, and you know who their coach is, so that also speaks volumes. Um, the over 2.5 possible. But like you said, Napoli winning is the safest play here. I'm just taking that one. All right, next up, Juventus hosting Venezia. Juventus win set at 1.35. Venezia win set at 10. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Juventus, now great win against Manchester City, but seems like these days a win against Manchester City doesn't say too much. But still, you're hosting the worst team in the league, so there's nothing really for me to add here, right? But this is the second leg of my parlay where I will parlay Juventus with Real Madrid. Really good value. Give me those two in a 2 game parlay. What are you doing, Sergio?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna parlay Juventus. I think that's just 1.35. Yeah, that's really low. So yeah, and over 2.5 Juventus. No, I'm just giving them one goal, maybe two. But no, I'm not gonna play this game. I'm gonna skip it.
But like I said, if you parlay Juventus with Real Madrid, you get an odd of over 2-1. So that's why I'm parlaying them. That's actually great value, and I don't know, I said this in the last week and I got burned, but I can see either of these two, so these two teams losing this weekend, Juventus and Real Madrid, kind of 2 locks for me this weekend. All right, next up, Lecce hosting Monza. Lecce wins set at 2.55. Monza wins set at 3.15. Line for total goals set at 2.5. I don't have a play in this game. Just two awful teams. Can't back them. Lecce 8 goals in 15 games. Monza also under 1 goal a game. So kind of a boring game. And I'm not even sure I want to watch this game. So are you doing here something?
I think you said it all already. Yeah, this game, no, not a game to bet. I think putting on a Lecce win or a Monza win, I don't know, you just lost your money already. So
All right. We agree there. Next up, Bologna hosting Fiorentina. Bologna wins set at 2.75. Fiorentina wins set at 2.9. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, kind of a risky bet, and the odd also tells you that 2.75 versus 2.9, so almost a pick 'em, but I will still back Bologna in this spot. I know Fiorentina is good. They're a good team, but if you look at their road wins, they don't have a good road win. Now, they have a lot of wins, but when they play good teams, they really struggle. And I don't think they have the horses to go on the road and beat a team that's firmly in the top 10. So I'm just taking Bologna, but the safer play here obviously would be a double chance for Bologna. I'm gonna go for a straight up Bologna win. Are you doing something, Sergio?
yeah, I was looking more at Fiorentina actually. I think Fiorentina is just a little bit better, and the over 2.5 also. Yeah, not something to ignore because Fiorentina is a team that you know I think they'll always score against Bologna. So yeah, over 2.5 or a Fiorentina win for me.
All right. Next up, Parma hosting Hellas Verona. Parma wins set at 1.88. Verona wins set at 4.4. Line for Zorgo set at 2.5. Now, the only I'm only looking at Parma in this game, but they're also so bad I can't trust them. But Verona's even worse. You don't even have to look at Verona's road record. You're just going to look at just their overall record. They've won 2 games since the beginning of September. Not even draws sprinkled in between, just straight up losses aside from those 2 games. So, big chance Parma will win this game. Not a team I trust too much, but I guess you gotta go for the Parma win, right?
Yeah, I'll go for the Parma win, but no, I'm not. I don't trust them that much. No, I'm not gonna bet Parma also. I'm gonna skip this game also.
All right. Next up, Como hosting Roma. Como wins set at 3.4. Roma wins set at 2.25. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Back-to-back wins for Roma, finally. Again, after a very long stretch of no wins. But 2 wins, both at home, against teams that are not that good. One against Lecce, the other one against Braga. I'm not sure where Braga is at this moment. Um, Now they go on the road, so I'm not sure their play will carry over on the road, even against a bad team like Como. So I'm not on Roma this week. Looking more at the over 2.5 goals. What are you doing, Sergio?
I'm looking. I would go for Roma. Actually, I think their confidence is a little bit better after the two straight wins, especially the one especially the one against Braga. Yeah, definitely maybe boosted their confidence a little bit. So I'm against Como. I think it's a perfect opponent to get 3 in a row. So even though it's on the road, uh, I hope it won't be a problem. So I'm going for Roma.
Yeah, I'm not counting on hope. I'm staying away. I'm taking the over 2.5 goals. Like I said, I'm not sure the game against Braga, very impressive. They pretty much dominated the game start to finish. But you see these teams, and especially teams that don't really have outstanding players when they go on the road, they can really struggle. Como, another team that's really desperate for points, could really give Roma some trouble here. So I'm looking a little bit more at the over 2.5 goals. All right. Next up, AC Milan hosting Genoa. AC Milan wins set at 1.35. Genoa wins set at 9.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I don't have a play in this game. The over 2.5 set at 1.65. So kind of low for over 2.5. And AC Milan win 1.35. Also too low. So no bet for me in this game. Or are you doing something?
No, I agree. A little bit too low, both. So yeah, I'm skipping it also.
All right. Next up, a Monday game. But putting this game on a Monday, I don't know. I don't know how you do this. Lazio hosting Inter. Lazio wins set at 3.55. Inter wins set at 2.18. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, usually we don't like the Monday games, but this is kind of a banger on a Monday. Lazio hosting Inter, 2 teams in the top five. Um, t- Two of the 3 highest scoring teams in Serie A. And these teams actually very close to each other. I'm gonna back Inter in this spot because I think Inter's schedule recently has been softer than Lazio. Lazio played in the Coppa Italia against Napoli. Then they played another in a tough game at Napoli, and then they played on the road against an Ajax. They won that game, but still a road game. Back-to-back road games, Napoli, Ajax. Now you return home still, but kind of a tough schedule. While Inter, the only tough game they had was against Leverkusen, and man, they didn't show up at all for this game. So I guess they kind of reserved something in the tank for this game, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Lazio, and only because they're playing at home, and I think it's a better chance for them to really enter the top five a little bit more comfortably. So, yeah, I don't know. Third place is at stake here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going for a Lazio win.
I'm sorry, I gotta go against you, man. Inter, they obviously had one eye on this matchup during the week against Leverkusen. Martinez did not start, Di Marco did not start, Barella did not start. So obviously they were like, okay, this game's not that important against Lazio. We got a tough game ahead of us. Let's focus on that. So, and obviously Inter has the better players. I know they're on the road. They have the better players. They're more rested, had a lighter schedule. So I just gotta take Inter here, man. Gotta go against you.
Okay, we'll see next week.
All right. That wraps up Serie A. Let's get to the Premier League. First game, Liverpool hosting Fulham. Liverpool win set at 1.32. Fulham win set at 10.5. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, I don't understand why the Liverpool games you get total goals of 3.5. I don't get it. Now, so many games Liverpool just wins 1-0, 2-0, and then just crazy. Liverpool, they've allowed only 11 goals this season. That's less than 1 goal a game. So I don't get the over 3.5 goals, but Liverpool should win this game playing at home. They're obviously in great form, lost only 1 game all season. I know that was at home against Nottingham, but other than that, they basically don't lose games at home, even before this season. So you can't take Fulham here, right?
Yeah, no, no, of course not. And I don't think they'll, yeah, Liverpool, the loss is coming closer. You know that, but I think it will be an away game and not a home game against Fulham. So Liverpool win, yeah, definitely, but a little bit too low for me to place a bet.
All right. Next up, Arsenal hosting Everton. Arsenal wins set at 1.22. Everton wins set at 16. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now 1.22, even lower than Liverpool. So I guess you can't you can't lay this one. And Everton on the road, obviously the overall they're not a great team. So especially when they're going on the road, the 4-0 win against Wolves doesn't say anything, just completely inflated. Before that, they did not score in 4 straight games, so they're not scoring enough to beat Arsenal here. So, and like I said, low value 1.22. Are you doing something?
Yeah, yeah, no, like you said, 1.22, yeah, just yeah, that's really low. So over 2.5 with 1.6, yeah, that's maybe something to look at. Over 2.5, that's possible, but no, other than that, 1.22, no, too low.
All right. Next up, Newcastle hosting Leicester City. Newcastle wins set at 1.32. Leicester City wins set at 10. Line total goal set at 3.5. Now, Leicester City, 2 straight games, new coach, they haven't lost. First one, a win against West Ham. But listen, man, West Ham's not a good team at the moment, and even so, they struggled in that game, right? I know the scoreline 3-1 looks like, oh, they won easily. They really struggled in that game. West Ham just if West Ham could score goals, they would have they would have dominated Leicester City. Then Leicester City stays at home. They host Brighton. I guess a draw is a good result. But another team where I just have to say, if like, all right, I want to see if their play travels on the road. Newcastle coming off a loss against Brentford, but now they return home. You know it's a tough place to play at Newcastle. Um, Newcastle will win this game, right? And the odd makers, they know, right? Otherwise, you don't put a line for Leicester City at 10, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know, and at 1.32 for Newcastle, that's low. So yeah, they haven't won in four games. So now against Leicester City at home, I think it's a must win for them.
All right. Next up, Wolves hosting Ipswich. Wolves win set at 1.98. Ipswich win set at 3.9. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Um, Now, this early in the season already looks like a relegation 6-pointer. These teams are actually very close to each other. Wolves scores a little bit more, but they also allow more goals. So basically, the same teams here. Both teams on a 3-game losing streak. Guess you gotta favor the home team here, but I don't have any other argument to back either team. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I favor the draw here. So I think I think this will just be a 0-0 or maybe a 1-1 game. But no, I'm not gonna bet this game. Also, I'm gonna skip it.
All right, next up, Nottingham Forest wins. Nottingham Forest hosting Aston Villa. Forest wins set at 2.7. Villa wins set at 2.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Villa, 3 straight wins, but I'm not sure they've turned things around. All right. First win against Brentford, a team that can't win on the road. Then against Southampton, don't have to say that much. And then good win against Leipzig, I guess. 3-2. Now you go on the road, back-to-back road games against Nottingham Forest, um, team firmly in the top five. They've been surprisingly good this season, but Nottingham Forest at home, they haven't beaten any good teams. All right, they have 3 home wins this season against Crystal Palace, against a woeful West Ham United team, and the other one against Ipswich. So they haven't been great at home, haven't beaten any good teams. Aston Villa is at least a good team, so should cause trouble here. I'm looking at a double chance for Aston Villa here. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, no, I'm looking for the Nottingham Forest really. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back Nottingham Forest. Actually, Nottingham Forest is they're doing a very good job this season. Standing in fifth in the league. Same amount of points as a Villa, and I think they want to stay in that position for a little while longer. So I'm now they're playing at home, so against Aston Villa. Yeah, I'm just going for the Forest win.
Listen, man, I know they had a surprising win against Liverpool, kind of a one-off. Like you have those once in a while. But other than that, show me the good win Forest has this season.
Manchester
They,
United.
all right, give me a break. Give me a break. Now, they won against United. Before that, they lost 3-0 against Manchester City. And as we all know, Manchester City is just in flux at the moment. So how do you lose 3-0 against City while every other team just gives City trouble? City can't seem to buy a win. Literally buy a win. Maybe need $500 million more. Um, I'm Nottingham Forest. I know they're in the top five. It's kind of fluky. Their schedule's been very light. I think Aston Villa will give them problems here. I'm taking Aston Villa for a double chance.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't say yeah it will be easy, but Forest, yeah, Villa isn't one of the best away teams also. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's why I'm taking the double chance. Otherwise, I would just take Villa straight up.
mm,
All right. Next up, Brighton hosting Crystal Palace, Sunday slate. Brighton wins set at 1.92. Crystal Palace wins set at 4.25. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I think this is a good spot for Brighton coming back home after 2 straight road games against a team like Crystal Palace that um, I know they had a surprising result against City, but they're not a good team, just above the drop. I think you're getting some good value here for Brighton at 1.92. Brighton's firmly in the top 10. They've also been very good at home, only lost against Liverpool, and that was in the EFL Cup. So Crystal Palace not winning this game. How you're getting 1.92 for Brighton, I don't know, but I'm gonna jump on it. What are you doing?
yeah, I agree. Jump on Brighton immediately. Yeah, that's the over 2.5 maybe, but I'm just going for a Brighton win.
All right. Next up, City hosting United or United hosting City. I don't know which one is which. They both look like the same team at the moment. City wins 1.64, United wins 5.25. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, this line kind of opened up for City at less than 1.5. So now it's going all the way up to 1.64. So that means the money's coming in on United. And there are some sharps that like United in this spot. I'm not sure about it. I don't trust either team. If you watch United play, man, it's not great. City even less. So what are you doing here?
I'm joining the United betters. Yeah, I think that United is gonna surprise everyone and actually win this game. I think City, this will be rock bottom for City. Man United, they haven't won from City in a while, I think. So yeah, I think only the FA
No,
Cup.
yeah, it wasn't in the
FA
league,
Cup,
but
yeah, but I
in the FA Cup in the final they won last year.
yeah,
But
yeah,
in the league, and I think it's been a while.
yeah. It's been a while, so yeah, so I'm just gonna back United here, and I see rock bottom for City this weekend.
So when does the seat gets hot for Guardiola?
I don't think so because he's still one of the best coaches in the world, and I don't know who City can put in front of the team at this moment other than Guardiola. So yeah, I think that they'll just maybe write off this season. I think the first season in a while. So yeah, but no, I don't think this his seat is gonna get too hot.
All right. I'm not sure. It would really be rock bottom if United were to win this game. It'd just be this absolutely low point for City. Playing at home, already lost 4-0 against Tottenham a couple games ago, a 3-3 against Feyenoord, which actually should count as a loss. So this would be an absolute low point. Um, my play in this game is the over 3.5 goals because now both teams are desperate. I know United won against Victoria Pilsen, but they also came back from behind before that lost 2 straight games. So both teams are really in desperate need for points here. I can see goals getting scored in this game. Listen, man, I don't hate United pick um, as an upset, but not too impressed with what I've seen from United. All right. Next up, Chelsea hosting Brentford. Chelsea wins set at 1.34. Brentford wins set at 9. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, last week, Sergio, you were on Brentford at home. And you were right. I was on Newcastle. Brentford at home. Good pick. But now they go on the road where they haven't won a game. So I guess you're not on Brentford this week, right?
No, no, definitely not. Chelsea in amazing form at the moment. So yeah, and they haven't won in a while from Brentford. I think the last time was in 2021, I think, and Brentford usually seems to get the better of Chelsea the last 6 games. So yeah, I think I'm just going for Chelsea here, but not placing a bet a little bit too low and over 3.5. I think it's a little bit too high.
All right. I'm also on Chelsea in this game. Next up, Southampton hosting Tottenham. Southampton wins set at 4.5. Tottenham wins set at 1.74. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, how you're getting a line of 3.5 for Tottenham, I don't get. I know Tottenham scores a lot of goals, but they're playing against a Southampton team that really struggles to score goals. Just 11 goals scored this season. Tottenham also kind of in desperate need for a win. 5 straight games without a win. Play the road game on Thursday, so kind of a short week. Now you go on the road against Southampton, but it's the worst team in the league, so how can you not win this game? Give me Tottenham for a win. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't trust Tottenham at all, and especially not when they play an away game, and it doesn't matter who they play against. Yeah, it's just difficult to back them. Yeah, over 3.5, of course not. I was maybe even looking for a double chance for Southampton, but I'm not gonna do that also. I'm gonna skip this game, I think.
Yeah, I'm taking Tottenham because they're in desperate need of points. Like I understand and I agree with you. Like usually Tottenham on the road, not really in a place where you can trust them. But after 5 straight games without a win, um, they have to respond here. And what better way to respond against the worst team in the league? So that's a good spot for them. I'm gonna back Tottenham here. All right, next up, Bournemouth hosting West Ham. Bournemouth wins set at 1.73. West Ham wins set at 4.7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Monday game, We usually don't like those, but West Ham is in such bad shape. You just have to take Bournemouth here, right?
Yeah, a win against Wolverhampton, but yeah, still now they're playing away and away. Yeah, I agree. That doesn't seems too good for West Ham. So Bournemouth, three straight wins. It will be a fourth, I think. It's a Monday game, but I'm backing Bournemouth.
Yeah, and West Ham, yeah, they won against Wolves, but man, speaking of luck, um, I'm not sure they deserve the win there. Um, Very close that game, and Wolves, and obviously one of the worst teams in the league, second worst team in the league, bottom out firmly in the top 10, so they should handle West Ham in this game. All right, that wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to the Eredivisie. First game, Heerenveen hosting PSV. Heerenveen wins set at 15, PSV wins set at 1.18, line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, I guess it's PSV, so the only thing you can look at here is the over 3.5 goals, right?
Yeah, over 3.5. And PSV in the Champions League, yeah, no bueno. But but in the Eredivisie, they seem to win everything. So yeah, the Eredivisie is just a little bit too easy for this team. So yeah, you have to back PSV, but yeah, 1.19, a little bit too low.
Yeah, but like you said, they really dominate the Eredivisie, and when they win big. 6 goals against Twente, 5 goals against Utrecht, so 5 goals against Groningen. They usually score at least 2 to 3 goals, so the over 3.5, that should be the play here, especially if you're counting on Heerenveen to get a goal at home. All right, next up, Fortuna hosting RKC. Fortuna wins set at 1.58. RKC wins set at 6.25. Line total goals set at 2.5. Now, I don't have a play in this game. Fortuna kind of heavily favored at 1.58, but I don't understand why. I know RKC is bad. For Fortuna also a team, they're in the top 10, but 17 goals scored, man, in 15 games. Not a good recipe. RKC 15 scored in 15 games. So, not a recipe for goals in this game. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, but so I still think that the over 2.5 will be possible because Fortuna really needs to win this game because this is their actually the best chance for them to win uh, at home against RKC. Number I think number 17 in the league, just 6 points. RKC. So yeah, Fortuna. I think this has to be a Fortuna win.
Well, it has to be. Not sure it will be. I'm skipping this game. Next up, Feyenoord hosting Heracles. Feyenoord wins set at 1.19. Heracles wins set at 18. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Feyenoord seem to be getting in somewhat good form. They had a slip up against Fortuna, 1-1. But other than that, they've been very good. At least they've been winning their games. Um, so against a team like Heracles at home, shouldn't be too much trouble, I think. But if you sneak out a win against RKC, um, nothing's guaranteed, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, nothing is guaranteed, but still against at home Heracles Almelo, that's I think Almelo at the moment is a little bit more, yeah, or let's say worse than RKC at the moment. So I think this will just be a easy win for Feyenoord, and especially the game they played against Sparta Prague really boosted their confidence. I think so. Yeah, Almelo at home. Mm, no, just a easy win for Feyenoord.
All right, next up, Sunday slate, Utrecht hosting Go Ahead Eagles. Utrecht wins set at 2.02. Go Ahead Eagles wins set at 3.8. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Utrecht, the last three home games they've lost two, but one against Feyenoord, one against PSV. They seem to be handling teams outside of the top five very easily. So Go Ahead Eagles is another one of them. So at home, guess you gotta go for Utrecht, right?
Yes, they're still second in the league and against Go Ahead Eagles, at home. So I think this should be easy one. Go Ahead Eagles, of course, they had they had their way with NEC last week. I think the first half, the first 15 minutes was already 3 nothing. So I think against Utrecht now, their feet will be on the ground again. So. I was going for a Utrecht win.
I'm joining you on that one. All right, next up, NEC hosting Sparta. NEC wins set at 2.05. Sparta wins set at 3.95. Line for Zorgo set at 3.5. Now, three straight losses for NEC. Now, first two good teams, Utrecht and Ajax. Last one, not a good one. Just got smashed and already 4 goals within 30 minutes, down 4-0. But Sparta, listen, man, Sparta 5 straight losses, even lost against Breda at home last week. So they already switched coaches, so not much left for them to do. I'm not sure they're going on the road here and win this game. You gotta back NEC, right?
Yes, you got to back AC, and especially what happened to them last week against Go Ahead Eagles. So, yeah, it was an embarrassment. So now Sparta, yeah, I think yeah, they're confronting NEC at the wrong time. So yeah, I'm backing NEC for a win here.
And Sparta, 3 out of the last 4 games, they haven't scored a goal. Um, so that's not good. They average less than a goal a game, while NEC average way over 1 goal a game. Uh, Give Sparta maybe a goal in this game, then you can look at the over 2.5, but it's either over 2.5 goals or NEC win. Leaning more towards say NEC win here. I'm kind of joining you on that one. All right, next up, Twente hosting Groningen. Twente wins set at 1.42. Groningen wins set at 9. The line for total goals set at 2.5. Don't really have a play in this game. Not too high on Twente in this game, coming off a road game against Olympiacos. Groningen just in bad shape. They've been in bad shape for a while. I know they have 2 wins in the last 5 games, but both at home against Sparta and against Willem II, not two great teams. So are you doing something here?
Um, yeah, actually not. Twente. Yeah, that's just one of those teams that you can't really, put a finger on them. So I'm they'll win this game, but it will be difficult. It can even be a draw because Groningen is really one of those teams that that just surprises you out of nowhere. And Twente, they played during the week also against Olympiacos. So yeah, and it was an away game. So yeah, this will be a difficult game for Twente. I think that I'm maybe looking at the over 2.5.
All right. Not sure I'm on the over 2.5. Think you're maybe relying on Groningen to score a goal, which I'm not sure they will. I'm just skipping that game. All right, next up, Ajax hosting Almere City. Ajax wins set at 1.13. Almere City wins set at 26. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Ajax coming off a loss against Lazio. I think there's no shame in that. Lazio's really good at the moment. I don't understand the line for the total goals in this game, 3.5. You're solely relying on Ajax to score 4 goals. Like Almere City, they don't score goals, all right? They can't. What do they have? Let's see, like 6 goals, 7 goals scored in 15 games, so that's
Yeah.
even less than half a goal a game. I'm not sure you're getting 4 goals from Ajax in this game. So looking at the under 3.5 goals here, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna bet this game. Actually, it's 1.14 and over 3.5. Like you said, a little bit too much, and I don't think you get a lot for the 2.5. So I'm gonna skip this one.
All right. Now, for the under 3.5 goals, you get 1.79. So not great value. Over 3.5 is 2.02, but obviously we're not on the over. Under, sneaky good value at almost 1.8. All right, next up, Breda hosting AZ. Breda wins set at 3.9. AZ wins set at 2.06. Line for Zorgo set at 2.5. I'm on AZ in this game. Actually, one of my favorite picks for the week. I know Breda back-to-back wins, but listen, man, against Almere City and against Sparta, Sparta also looks like one of the worst teams. Almere City is the worst team. Well, AZ now 5 straight games without a loss. 3 wins, 2 draws, and the 2 draws were in the Europa League. So I'm on AZ in this game. They're the better team. What are you doing?
Yeah, definitely AZ, one of my best bets this weekend. AZ against NAC. Yeah, I don't think NAC is gonna win this game. Breda's gonna win this game. So yeah, AZ, it's a chance for them and also for us. So yeah, just going for the AZ win.
All right. The only reason I can explain this line is because AZ is coming off a road game on Thursday, but even so, Breda is not good enough to stop them. Now, one thing that just keeps surprising me every week, Breda is in the top 10. Actually, they're 7th, just behind AZ, who's sitting at 6. And Breda is still a -6 goal difference. So, man, that's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely wild. All right. That wraps up the Eredivisie, and that wraps up all picks for the upcoming weekend. Quick recap for our best bets. I got Leverkusen for a win, Stuttgart for a win, Napoli for a win, Brighton for a win, AZ for a win, and I got a 2-game parlay with Juventus and Real Madrid. Sergio, what do you got?
Yeah, I got Espanyol Osasuna over 2.5. I have Mallorca win. Real Madrid, Rayo Vallecano over 2.5. Bayer Leverkusen, Stuttgart, Atalanta, Brighton, and of course AZ also for a win.
You're getting loose this weekend, man.
Yeah.
All right. Now, that wraps up all best bets, and that wraps up, like I said, all picks and links for the upcoming weekend. Like we always say, guys, be responsible, bet smart, bet with your heads, not above them. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody.